Well, this is very nostalgic, isn't it? Welcome, welcome. You're probably wondering why I'm homeless right now. Well, I'm currently waiting for a demon to be extracted from my house. It's not easy living out here in the wild, but I try to make do. While that's getting done, why don't we take a little trip down memory lane? Imagine, if you would, walking down your local game store and seeing a box set like this with your naive little kitty eyes and all the amazing things that cross your mind when you thought of the word Psychonauts. Then glancing over to the side and picking up a Crash Bandicoot game, and that's sadly how I and probably a lot of you decided not to buy this game when it first released in 2005, and thanks to that it was a commercial failure, only selling about 100,000 copies on release. And I and probably a lot of you always heard on the internet about how much of an underrated game this was. Overlooked by the masses and only clinging onto relevancy once it developed a cult following on the internet, where most games that are underrated go to fucking revive themselves. And honestly, I'm glad that I never got the chance to actually play it as a kid, as I would have been too dumb to actually try and finish the game, because how I used to play games back in the day was, when I gained a new 3D platformer as a little youngling, my goal was to explore every single bit of the world that I could, until nothing was left of it, and I didn't really focus on the main story, so Psychonauts would have probably not been my thing. But now as an adult with critical thinking, I can go back to this game and give it the fair chance that it deserves that I didn't give it when I was a kid. And that's exactly what I did when I bought it on the PlayStation 4's PS2 emulator, which is probably not the best way to play it, but hey, it worked. It was only $15. It had a lot of audio issues, like a lot of the PlayStation 2 emulation that occurred on the PS4. So, yeah, probably not the best way to experience the game, honestly. But even then, it didn't gather my full attention. Like, I could tell that there was a good game there. Like, absolutely. But something about it just didn't grip me as much as it did this time that I played it. And it wasn't until I decided to make this video that I sat down and gave it my full attention, and it hooked me from the start immediately, as I got to appreciate all of the things that the people were praising about this game, mostly just due to the solid writing and characters on display for every single one of them.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Oops. Sorry.
Because where the gameplay is just your average 2D collectathon platformer, giving you tons of stuff to collect all over the place, the thing that makes this game stands out from every single other platformer at the time besides Sly 3, for example, it's characters and its writing. As every single one of the characters has their own wants and needs, and while some are pretty stereotypical, like Nils being just a ladies' man.
Right? Duh. I'm practicing for tonight, when it's gonna be full of ladies. That kind of thing takes practice?
Bobby Zilch being the one-note bully / rival characters, and Elton just being the sailor kid.
Hey, are you psychic fishing? I've read about that.
Oh, I could never fish. That would be terrible. Regular people can be mean to fish, I guess, but I can't. I can hear everything the little guys are thinking.
Fish think?
They all get their moments to develop, with Rasputin, our main character, both on screen and off screen, like showing off how much of a prick Bobby Zilch is.
What's that round thing up on the dock?
That thing? Oh man, let me tell you about that thing. That thing is none of your stinking business.
Or how Elton somehow managed to get himself a girlfriend with the shyest girl in camp. Among the other characters who you'll see getting their own moments to shine as you explore and interact with them all across the camp. But the characters who shine the brightest are those whose minds you enter in order for them to give you a tutorial, or to just straight up help them with your psychic powers, and helping them out with their emotional baggage and or discovering some hidden secrets that they don't want you to know. For example, Mila's guilt after discovering that the children that were in her care died, or how Coach Oleander has never actually been to war. Things that give every single one of these characters' minds personalities, and not just by those things alone, but on how every single world is presented as well. For example, Edgar's sick-ass day-to-day inspired landscape with neon colors and excellent optional dialogue to give Edgar some context as to why he is that way that he is. Or for everybody's favorite example,
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Boyd Cooper's Milkman Conspiracy. Rated R starts Friday.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious. Special delivery today.
Where the levels of paranoia and insanity are taken to its extreme, as everything and everyone is out to get you in one way or another. All these levels are greatly complemented by the game's 6 psychic abilities, like the hoverball used to get around quickly and let you platform easily, with a floater jump arc, or the power of clairvoyance that literally gives every single character a different outlook as to how they see Raz, which is amazing given the amount of effort needed to depict such a power as to how every single character sees you in their eyes, including but not limited to the animals. For my favorite example as to how well they use the clairvoyance power, Fred Bonaparte's level where he's fighting his great grandfather, Napoleon Bonaparte, in which you're helping him and he's always congratulating his nephew as to how well he's doing with his job, and you're confused at first because you're the one who's doing all the effort until you use clairvoyance on Napoleon and get to see just how Napoleon truly sees you. He only sees you as another chess piece controlled by Fred, which thanks to that amount of detail gives you proper context as to how your actions are affecting other people, which is absolutely amazing and something that I can't believe that such details were considered in a game like this in an era where there are a lot of games that include extra details if you so wish to partake in it, but this game just goes that extra mile in 2005, which thanks to all these details that just keep adding up. It's a shame that the final level, here we go again, the most infamous level of the entire game, the meat circus. Sick. Cause normally the game is just your average well-designed platformer that doesn't really ask much of the player in terms of obstacles, as things can easily be done, but the meat circus takes all of that and just throws it out the fucking window, as the game introduces more precise and time-based challenges, while also just having to do an escort mission with 3 parts, and if you fail, you have to do it all from the beginning, over and over and over and over and over again. Because the game never conditioned you for this. The game never actually gave you anything remote to this sort of challenge. So when this kind of thing comes out of fucking nowhere, yeah, of course it's going to be difficult because you never trained your players to actually accommodate for these types of challenges. So the rise in difficulty goes from like null to the fucking stratosphere, and it's very fucking annoying, and there's a good reason why this level is fucking infamous, let me tell you that. But luckily that's only for one level, and it's the final one, so I guess it's sort of expected, even though it's completely unwarranted and random. But after that one travesty of a level, the game just ends right there with a sweet little cutscene giving Rasputin the title of official Psychonaut and him going on his first mission to save Lily's father. And the crowdfunded sequel that I release in a couple of days now, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing how well this game does compared to the first one, since it's a completely new setting with all new characters to explore and sights to see. I'm very excited to see what Tim Schafer does with this sequel. Will it live up to the original, or will it be a piece of shit? Who knows? Crowdfunding games are a coin toss, but hey, at least I guess we have Microsoft giving a little bit of quality insurance onto it, since Microsoft bought Double Fine, so I guess we shall see, but who knows? In any case, I will let you know, of course. But for now, don't mind me, I'll just be living here in the wilderness for a while.